Hello and welcome to Martin Maths. We're continuing some questions from the GCsE Foundation exams from 2024, but these aren't released yet publicly, so I'm just making questions that are similar to these ones as you prepare for the 24-25 exams, and when these become available you can use them for revision as well. Okay, so the first few questions were similar to these, rounding 24,875 to the nearest 1,000. So look here at my place value, there's 10,000, 1,000, hundreds, tens, units. So I want to round it to the nearest 1,000. So I look at the 100 and I see, is that bigger or smaller than 500? It is bigger than 500, so it's closer to the next 1,000 up. So we increase the 4 to a 5, so it'll be 25,000. Right, we've got to write 0.7 as a percentage. So that's 7 tenths as a fraction. I want to turn that into a percentage, so percentage is over 100. So it'll be 70 over 100, which makes it 70%. I'm going to name this angle. Hopefully you can see that it's less than 90 degrees, making it acute. Acute angles are smaller than 90. Obtuse angles are bigger than 90, but less than 180. Okay, so we've done some rounding, some percentages, angles. Now we find the square root of 49. If we go through our square numbers, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. That's 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared, 6 squared. Square root of 49 is then 7. 7 squared would be 49. Okay, and we've got to order these numbers from the smallest, 0.16, 0.6, 0.1, 0.11, 0.01. So that'll be the smallest, 0.01. Nothing else has a 0 in its tenths. We then go to the 1/10. So there's 3 that have 1 in the tenths, but the smallest will be 0.1, then 0.11. I'm going to cross them off as I go. Then 0.16, and then lastly that 0.6 there. So don't think that 6 is less than 11, therefore that's less than that. In fact, if you want to compare them, make sure they have the same number of place values. So put a 0 in there and see that, well, actually 60 hundredths is bigger than 11 hundredths. So that 6 actually is 6 tenths, but it's also 60 hundredths, so it's bigger than 16 hundredths. So put in an extra 0 if you need to. Okay, so those are the first 5 questions, similar to the 2024 paper. So to get you off to a good start, look at my quick wins exam question series. Another question was a fraction one, 4 3/5 minus 2 1/3. Similar to this type of question. Mixed numbers, we've got to convert them to top-heavy or improper fractions. Quick way of doing that is realizing that there's 5/5 in each of these, so we times it by 4. So 5 times 4 is 20 plus that 3. So I'll do it separately. Split that up, 4 plus 3/5 minus 2 1/3. So remember, in each one there'll be 5/5. So I multiply that by 4. So I'm going to have 20/5 plus 3/5 minus 2 1/3. So I actually get 23/5. I'll do the same trick here. In that 2, there's going to be 6/3 because there's 3/3 in 1. So there's 6/3 in 2. Plus that 1, it'll be 7/3. So now I've turned them to improper. I've also got to make them have the same denominator because it's like different currencies here. I can't actually compare these right now. So I'm going to make them into their lowest common multiple or the lowest common denominator of 5 and 3. It's going to be 15. So I do 15 there and 15 there. Had to times that one by 3. So I times that by 3 to get 69. Had to times that by 5. So I times that by 5. Okay. I don't change it if I'm timesing by something divided by itself. I haven't actually changed the number, but I'm making them equivalent fractions. So do have a look at these shorts on equivalent fractions and I get 35. So now I've got 69 minus 35 over 15, which is 34 over 15. And know that 15 doubled is 30. If you think about your minutes, a quarter of an hour is 15, half an hour is 30 minutes. So it's 2 4/15 as the final answer. Okay, you might not need to write all these steps, but I'm just explaining things as I go along. For instance, that 4 has 20/5 in it, and that 2 has 7, that 2 1/3 has 7/3. And then when you find your lowest common denominator and your equivalent fractions. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and good luck with your maths.